ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zak Kellander. I'll be doing some stand-up tonight. Last time I was here, I made a bleach blonde joke, and I did not mean the bleach blonde that you think I meant. I meant like a German bad guy from the 90s, not like a skater dude. Skater dude blonde is cool. When you wear an orange shirt and it looks like your hair glows brighter. That's what I mean. That's bad. I don't know if everyone here is from PA. Fun things about PA. There's a lot of Amish here. Best thing about the Amish is Amish girls, I'm not one to brag, but Amish girls get the best hand jobs. Mainly because they're used to churning butter. And they're not going to complain because they're not going to get any splinters. And the best thing is, when you're done, they yell out, butter! Another thing is just the way we talk. Like, some people call it pillows instead of pillows. Pillows. But I didn't know that milk was milk. I always called it milk until that movie with Sean Penn came out where he played a gay senator. And I thought it was funny and a bit ironic that he played in a movie where he was a gay person because his name kind of looks like Scene Peen on paper. But I always think weird things like that. Once my dad just randomly told me I lost God May 10th, 1987. I said, that's oddly specific, and I didn't really ask any questions. I was just trying to open my birthday presents. Appreciate it. But we were never really a religious family. The one thing I always did like about Jesus, though, is names got really normal after him. There's no more like Hagars or anything like that. Everybody's like John and Mike and stuff. I'm so glad I don't have to be like, hey, Terabithia, what's up? I do want to raise my son Jewish, though, which it'll just be great to me for him to like come to that realization that I'm not a practicing Jew, but he is, and he'll be like, Dad, why am I Jewish but you're not Jewish? And then I'll just explain that he's Jewish but I'm not, and he'll be like, well, I don't want to be Jewish if you're not Jewish, and I'll be like, jeez, you Jewish sure can complain. But I always think morbid stuff like that. I told my girl once that I wanted to get a dog that was a German Shepherd, name him Adolf, just because I thought it would be hilariously ironic. And little did I know, she went and got the dog for Christmas one year, and she did it without discussing it. So I was just like, yay, 15-year joke commitment, sweet. But I have a weird train of thought a lot of times with stuff like that. My girlfriend once said, I want to get a horse. And my brain went, horses. Horses they're similar to giraffes, and horses have to have, they have these giant dicks. So giraffes have to have like double giant dicks. And I've seen Tom Green, Freddy Got Fingered, and I know how big they are, and I think they gotta drag on the ground. And I say to her, guess what the next thing out of my mouth to her is, I wonder if giraffes' dicks drag on the ground when they walk. And she was like, what the fuck does that have to do with what I just said? It has everything to do with what you just said. You just don't know. I hate when I'm walking by somewhere and I just see a sign and I only catch the T in the beginning. And my brain plays the trick on me that it says tacos. So I look and it says therapy, and I'm like, fuck therapy, I want fucking tacos. I hate when crazy stuff happens. Like when I smoke a cigarette in the car and I go to ash it for the first time, and God's just like, no cigarette for you, and just takes it and blows it in the wind. I was looking online and I saw this crazy headline that somebody had raped someone while wearing a rape awareness t-shirt, and I was just like, dude, that is overkill. She is definitely aware of rape. I also saw another one where it said a man had... I also saw another one where a man had kept the deceased remains of his mother for necrophilia purposes, and I was just like, dude, that is one cold motherfucker. Did you guys hear about the new Jewish sports car? Not only will it stop on a dime, it'll pick it up for you. I have this one friend, we pretty much just call him Dumbass. He broke his hand because he was frustrated at a video game. He punched the tube TV and he had to go get his hand splinted up. And then he was frustrated that he couldn't do something because he had a broken hand. So he punched his cupboard with his good hand and broke both his hands. So he gets back from the hospital, and I love the look on his face when I tell him, how are you going to wipe your ass? And it just, oh man, I never even thought of that. That's going to suck. He's also one of those people that believe Earth is flat. So I love to tell him when he brings it up that he's the reason for the pollution in the world of the gene pool in general. He likes to talk slang a lot too. He says, "Is that your mans in them?" And I'm like, dude, I'm the only fucking person standing here. Like, me and him, who is them? My man, me, them. Who is them? Who is they? He always asks me for a buckhorn. I think he's talking about like those nuts that get thrown all over the ground, what are they, buck nuts or something like that for the fucking Ohio people. He always says John instead of thing. I never understood why John was a difference. Like, why there's not that much more syllable difference between John and thing. It's just stupid to me. And he always says but and I like to do but whenever he's talking. He'll get distracted and be like but and then he likes to separate and start telling you about a different person in the story, and then he'll get back to the story and say butt fucking, and I'll giggle like a 10-year-old and be like, you said butt fucking. You realize that, right? I hate that he picks up on the kids' video game slang. He called me a scrub the one day, and I was like, dude, do you even know what a scrub is? You don't have a job. I have a job. I know your ass doesn't have a job. I think a funny prank would be to take those Hallmark greeting card things with the tune of Jitterbug and get into people's cars and put them in the hinge of the door. So when they open up their door, it's just like a jitterbug. And then randomly throughout the day, they'll just have a pop up in their head and they'll be like a boom boom into your house. I like to hold doors way too early and wait for people and watch people run to get to the door in time. I know it frustrates the piss out of them. So, motherfucker is like the white dude's version of the N-word, I think. Because it can be used in the same context. It can be both positive and negative. Like, you can be like, hey, motherfucker. You can be like, what's up, motherfucker? It's fantastic. I've been noticing it happen more and more. This one guy just kept asking me, like, hey, man, what's your name, motherfucker? Oh, where are you from, motherfucker? And his buddy was like, hey, you gonna keep letting him call you motherfucker? And I was like, it's cool. I fuck his mother all the time. Um, so my brother has an addiction to weird kind of movies. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of things such as Puddle Cruisers or Party Monsters or The Squid and the Whale. The Squid and the Whale really gets me, because Jeff Daniels, the dude who was not Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber, plays a professor. And he has a student who's played by Anna Paquin, the small-chested girl from True Blood, for reference sake. And for some reason, Jeff Daniels is going through a divorce, and he starts banging Anna Paquin, even though Jesse Eisenberg's into her. And then through the divorce, his little brother Frank starts drinking beer in front of a full-length mirror with his shirt off. And keep in mind, he's like 11 or 12, and then he starts like wiping shit on the fucking lockers and books in school after he diddles himself or whatever. And people think Jesse Eisenberg's weird because the scene, I had a discussion with somebody, they were talking about Batman v Superman, and they were like, that was so weird when he took the Jolly Rancher and just put it in the old dude's mouth and kind of put a finger on the lip there. And I was like, no dude, nothing compares to his little brother in Squid and the Whale. No Jesse Eisenberg will ever mess me up like that did. That's my time. Thank you very much. Have a good night.